Lessons 8 through 11 solution chart. We already completed the row for one equation, and now we're going to move on to systems of equations graphing. So in other words, this is what the solution chart would look like for solving systems of equations using graphing. All right, so we've talked about how there's going to be one solution, no solution, or infinitely many solutions. So we go by these columns. This would be the one solution, no solution, and infinitely many solutions column. So one solution. That's when you have intersecting lines. So take a minute, pause your video, write intersecting lines, draw two lines that intersect, label one 1, and label the other 2, just like I did. Okay, so where they intersect is the solution. And it's going to be the point X, Y. You have to find that ordered pair. All right, the key to knowing that it's going to be intersecting lines is the fact that the slopes of the lines will not be equal. So in other words, the slope of line 1 will not equal the slope of line 2. The slope of line 1 will not equal the slope of line 2. So you'll be given equations, you'll examine the slopes, you'll see that they're not equal, you'll graph them, you'll get intersecting lines. Where they intersect, that ordered pair is your solution, and the way you would write your solution is like this. One solution of, and then whatever the ordered pair is. So pause your video and get all of that written down. All right. The next type of lines are parallel lines. So go ahead, pause your video, write parallel lines, draw two lines that are parallel, label one 1 and the other one 2. All right, for parallel lines, the key to knowing parallel lines is the fact that the slope of line 1 will equal the slope of line 2. Their slopes will be equal. However, their y-intercepts will not be equal. So slope of line 1 will equal the slope of line 2, but the y-intercept of line 1 will not equal the y-intercept of line 2. And what do we know about parallel lines? Parallel lines never touch. Because they never touch, it's not possible for them to share a common point. And if they don't share any common points, it would be no solution. Pause your video, make sure you have all of that written down. All right, the last type of solution is when you have coincident lines. All right, now, if I were you and I were going to draw coincident lines, I would make a thick, light line. That's the key. Make a thick, light line and draw a darker dashed line over top of it. So make a thick, light line and then draw a darker dashed line over top of it. Go ahead and do that now. All right, did you label your lines 1 and 2 like I did? These are coincident lines. Coincident lines are lines that overlap one another. So in other words, the slope of line 1 will equal the slope of line 2. Also, the y-intercept of line 1 will equal the y-intercept of line 2. They are the same line. So when you have coincident lines, lines that overlap one another, they share every single possible point. And how many points are on a graph, or on the line of a graph? Well, since lines go on forever, there's an infinite amount of points. Therefore, there are infinitely many solutions. All right, so that is it for solving systems of equations using graphing. So make sure you have all of that information down. If you have any questions, please let me know.